What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys have seen the last video, you guys know we were putting in some work on the KRX. We got the clutch, we got the rack and pinion, we got the car registered, and I drove it around yesterday, and I must say this car is really stiff. Now, I haven't got the alignment done yet. I drove it a quick trip to the store yesterday, and the steering wheel it's a little crooked, and I think the passenger toe is a little out to the right. And aside from that, the car drives all right. I hope it drives better with the alignment, which I'm trying to get today. But that just kind of depends if my buddy is available. He said later today, so hopefully not too late, because today, if I am going to the track, I'm leaving tonight. So be sure to watch all the way to the end of the video to see if we make this trip all the way out there or not, because I still got a lot to do with this car, and I'm feeling a little bit better, but I think I'm going to be okay if I decide I'm going to the track. So today, let's get down to work. This car has a steering wheel I found from the junkyard. It was like $12. I mentioned in the last video that this thing is bent all sorts of ways. If I look at it like this, it's not even straight. It's literally like freaking bent in all directions. So the other thing about this steering wheel is that it kicks out really far. Granted, it is a deep corn, and I think it's a replica. It doesn't say NRG on it anywhere, and it doesn't feel like an eBay one, but it's still bent nonetheless. The thing about the steering wheel is that it comes out pretty far, and it makes me sit further back. Where the shifter is mounted, I would have to lean forward to go into all the up gears. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put a steering wheel in here where I can sit a little further forward, and the shift is not a far throw. So if you guys remembered, I was working on Chad's car a couple months ago, and he surprised me with a steering wheel that I've had on my checklist to get whenever I have the extra funds for it. This is the Grinta steering wheel, Neo Grinta I think it is. I forgot what it is. It's been a little while since this thing has been sitting in the back. This is originally for this car, which I ended up deciding I wanted to use it on that car. And I tried to fit the other steering wheel yesterday, but this has a different pattern that I couldn't bolt onto the hub because I wasn't trying to run a quick release. So instead, I'm going to substitute the deep corn of this steering wheel for a hub and quick release combo. So hopefully it's going to sit about the same area, if not further down, and we'll have a quick release to go with it. This one, shout out to Brian, because he hooked me up fat with this, and this is going to come in clutch because now we have a quick release as a spare to use with the extra wider hole pattern, hopefully to fit this guy, and the smaller one obviously like that one. And we're going to get this inside. Actually, you know what, I'm probably going to use the other one because it has, I think this is the V2, so I'm probably going to use this one on here, and I'm going to put that one on there so I can interchange with all the steering wheels between all of the cars. So I'm going to go ahead and knock the other steering wheel out real quick, and then we'll assemble this. I don't know if the bolt on the rack that was loose made the steering all crazy click-clacking, but the new rack doesn't have that crazy click-clack no more, which is awesome. This is super tight. So glad I changed that rack out. Now it's funny because I have literally every Allen socket sizes except the steering wheel one. So I gotta do this manually, and this thing is stripped. I'm gonna try to find those blue bolts so I can match the blue suede. These bolts are kind of rusty. I'm not sure how they got rusty, but they are rusty. Now these screws aren't the right ones. They are shorter, and they're not the cone style. For this, you want the more flatter one, because once this gets bolted down, it's gonna have like this lip still sticking out. So I'm gonna have to order the right ones for these and use these for the steering wheel and the other quick release. I'm probably gonna order a whole bunch of them just to have them as extras. Ooh, still way out here. I think it'll be all right. I don't want to recline the chair more like upward, because then I wouldn't have room for a helmet, right? So if I sit more up like this, the shifter is not a longer throw. But if I sit in the position that I'm in right now, I can wear a helmet. I would just have to lean forward a little bit to get the upper gears. So, I mean, not bad. Everything is still within reach, right? See how far out it is? But not a big deal. I can drive like that. So, steering wheel, done. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me about where to get this Bluetooth device for your car. I'll link his Instagram in the description below. Be sure to check the link in the description below for the guy who sells these Bluetooth. I know I didn't really get to everybody who asked about it. I've mentioned it in the channel before, in the video when I received this, when I installed it on this car, but the video obviously gets drowned in the list. So people still frequently ask about it. Check the link in the description below. So one of the main things that I have to do is get music into this car because I don't have a stereo system. Everything from this car, interior wise, the harness front to back, came out of a 91 KRX SI parts car. And this chassis is an 88. So if you guys don't know, some plugs between the 2 years are different. The door is an 88. The chassis harness is the 1991. Big plug, small plug, doesn't plug in. So what I have to do is I have to figure out what color for the speakers on this side from the harness, and pretty much figure out the colors for the speaker to the door to pin them together so we can run the Bluetooth through the box, through my phone, to have music while we drive. Thunder Hill is 3 hours away from here, and three and a half hours, something like that. It's pretty far, and I don't want to drive without music. I did that one time in my wagon going to SoCal with no music, and it wasn't harsh, but it was boring. So with music, at least I can sing my heart out. So I'm gonna try to figure out the wires real quick and see if we can't get the sound system to work. So I just opened this up, took the speaker out, and I'm just now realizing that the plug only has 2 freaking wires in it, and the 2 wires are for the speakers. The plug's right there, so I can check continuity to figure out which 2 wires there are going here, and then make sure that on the plug itself are the 2 plug positive negative that goes to each door correctly. So on the diagram right here, it says front right is 6 and 13, red green right there, first one, and the second one is the brown black right here, the 2 on the edge, and the, what is it, the brown black is negative, the red is positive. So I'm looking at this plug right here. There's my 2 colors, and like I said, it's important to remember which one's positive, which one's negative. So brown, all I'm going to do is probe it. Let me set it up real quick. So I'm on the brown, and we're making a connection. So I'm gonna do the red one. I'm probably gonna have to do this when I come back. That was my buddy just texting me to do my alignment, which I am trying to do ASAP. So, yep, red. Surprisingly, my alignment was not off by that much. So it was 1.5 on the driver rear and 1.7 on the passenger side. So we're gonna leave it right in the middle per Evan, 1.5 to 2.0 negative. I'm gonna put it in the middle just to see how the car reacts. We're gonna zero the toe out. The front is not bad. The front was 2.1 and 2.2, right? So it was 2.1 here and 2.2 there. Originally, that one is maxed out, and this one was maxed the opposite way. So what I did was, because specification is -2.0 to 2.5, I had cambered this in a little bit so he didn't have to touch it. So being 0.1 off, it's not too bad. So we're gonna leave the camber in the front, but the toe is definitely off. So he's gonna square all of that up, guys, and hopefully this car is gonna drive a lot smoother and be that much closer to track. Man, a lot of stop and go traffic. That was about 25 miles. Temperature's looking good, and we're back home, guys. So now let's get back to the speakers. If it ain't one thing, it's another. So the car drives straight, really straight. The thing is, I get some crazy vibration from the back. I'm starting to think that the weights that I found on the floor, I think it's still here. Somewhere. There was like 2 pieces of wheel weight that I found on the floor. And the KRX sat here for a little while. And I'm starting to think that those weights belong to my back wheel. And it's probably why it's vibrating so bad. So I decided that I'm not going to run the wires to the plug over there. Instead, I just made its new harness, and I'm going to feed it through the hole. Right now I got it plugged in, black to negative brown black, and then red to the blue, which is positive on the speaker. Now I just plugged this guy in right here. If it's working, it should make a noise. And I'll show you guys real quick. There it is. I'm connected to my phone. Wait a second. It just automatically connected to my phone. That's cool. So hey. So this is controlled volume by your phone. Hey. So I just got back from getting my tires rebalanced, this one and that one, and I'm looking at my rotation. That's correct, right? I'm looking at this one and I'm like, please don't tell me this thing was backward this whole freaking time. Rotation is going backward. I thought, oh, maybe I got one of them switched. So I'm looking at this one. This is correct. And this one is correct. So this one's been wrong this whole freaking time. Gotta go back to the tire shop and get this fixed. Now my rotation is correct. It's going to the left, forward, that way. Gotta get the pushes of it, you know what I'm saying? Huh? How long did we drive? Like 3-4 hours? Yeah. Oh, I thought that was a freaking stall. boy right there got some lazy eyes. Looks sleepy as hell. Sleepy eyes. Alright guys, so if you made it to the end of this video, obviously we made it to the hotel down the street from the track. We are racing at Thunderhill West tomorrow, guys. It's gonna be my first like road race event, and it's crazy because this is the maiden voyage for the KRX, and we drove 203 miles literally on its first real drive. One thing I found out about the car is the intermediate shaft, like carrier bearing, it's messed up, and the car shakes violently while making a right turn. I'm probably gonna do, I think there's like 4 sessions tomorrow, or 3 sessions, and I might do 1 or 2 depending on how the car actually feels and responds. But it's also going to be 96 degrees, 95 degrees or something like that. So that means the track itself is going to be like in the hundreds. So depending on how I feel, how the car is and stuff like that, we'll see if we can race to the last session, but I can't guarantee it. It is 1:45 in the morning right now, and we got to get up in like 3 hours. We had a lot of delays today to get here, but we got here, and at least we can get a couple hours of sleep and go straight to the line, which is down the street. Chad's taking a shower right now. Rudy and his dad is in the other room. A couple of the other CRX guys are in, you know, doors down from us, and the other half comes tomorrow. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. If you guys enjoyed this video of, you know, prepping the car, or any of the videos up until this point of prepping the KRX to be out here, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And if you guys want to see hopefully some track footages, because that GoPro has been giving me issues, hopefully I can get some in-car for you guys, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.